Okay, think we're good to go. All right, Keyshawn, thank you so much for joining me today. Today I really wanted to just get the inside scoop of a former Synergy student who's participated in the program multiple years and get just some insight and context as to how this program has really impacted you personally, professionally, and kind of where you are today. And so, just can you give us some context of how you discovered Synergy and what really made it different in your mind and how it's impacted you today?
Yeah, well, first of all, I hope you're doing well, Tatiana. So Synergy had a huge impact on me. So I first heard about it because I knew some people actually like in the program during the summer of 2016 that I knew. So that's kind of like my first, I guess, informal introduction to it. And I heard a lot of good things about it. So I was like, maybe if I'm in Syracuse next summer, like I should definitely at least attempt to do it or figure out like how I can be a part of it. And I'm also an on point for a college student. So in the winter of 2017, one of my mentors told me like, hey, like we're having this job fair, like you should definitely go. Cause I was looking for internships at the time. So I go and then I meet Miss Nati. And we just like hit it off. We were talking for like 30 to 40 minutes about Synergy, about me, about why it would be a good opportunity. So I was like, yeah, like I'll definitely apply. And I did. And then she, luckily accepted me. So I was really happy about that. But yeah, Synergy has been like a great experience. It definitely helped me grow professionally and just like as a leader because, with the community service aspect of it, like it kind of forces you to get out of your comfort zone and learn a lot of things. So that was definitely like a great experience for sure.
That's excellent. And I know too, sometimes it's those experiences that really help to really reveal to us maybe some strengths or some things that we never really knew about ourselves in terms of those experiences. So what was it like kind of rubbing shoulders with other students, other growth-oriented students in that really concentrated period of time? What was that like to kind of have that collective experience?
It was interesting. I'm not gonna say it was like, I hit it off for everybody,
right.
The first week. Especially because I did Synergy 3 summers in a row. And so the summer of 2018, I remember Basnati was like, oh, like I'm gonna appoint team leaders. Because for those of you who don't know, when you do Synergy, you get placed at a business or, institution around the Syracuse area and you work from Monday to Thursday. And then Friday is spending time with everybody in the Synergy program, along with Ms. Nati and guest speakers and stuff at the Vision Center. And you work in a team of 10 to complete a community service project, and you have essentially 8 weeks to do it. So it's kind of like intense, like you gotta be on top of everything. So she was like, we're gonna appoint team leaders, and she chose me to be one. And that was a very interesting experience because as I'm sure everybody watching this video knows, like everybody isn't cool with, people being appointed to a position because it's like, well, why did you make him the leader? Like, why can I not do it? And all this stuff. But it taught me a lot. I'm very thankful that she, saw the potential in me to do that. So
that's awesome. So what are some things that experience, especially that leadership experience, taught you? What were some of those things?
It definitely taught me how to work with different kinds of people, which I kind of already knew, but it just kind of made those skills a little sharper, I guess, because all of us were different majors, different ages. Not everyone was originally from Syracuse, so there's kind of like, culture differences. So I think and it taught me to be more patient too, because it's like, as a team leader, like when stuff goes wrong, it's not, team 5, like it's your fault. It's no, Keyshawn, it's your fault because you were supposed to make sure your team had, all of the logistical things taken care of, all the guest speakers, the location, the money, the food, all that stuff, like that's on your shoulders. So it just taught me like to be patient and work in a more team-oriented way instead of like delegating. I think teamwork is very essential to get goals done, and it makes things a lot easier when you're like conveying that we're working together rather than like, oh, I'm in charge and you must do what I say kind of thing. So I think it taught me a lot in just terms of how to work with people or how to be a leader.
And those leadership skills and that kind of exposure and experience definitely translate not only in the academic setting, but as in the professional setting as well, which is so great to see that you were able to kind of encounter that. And obviously in a team setting, not everything's sunshine and rainbows, but you know what? It's you guys sharpen each other even within that own experience. I also wanted to just know as well, when it came to like the volunteers or the quality of the speakers or presenters that came, how did you feel about those types of experiences? I know it's because especially you're so unique in that you were able to experience the program year after year as it evolved and grew. What would you say about the quality of speakers and presenters that came along throughout those years?
I'll say it was good because it was a wide range of people. Like if anybody knows Bisnati, like they know like she's very well connected with like everybody in Syracuse, basically. So it's people ranging from like whether it be higher education, the business, to like the healthcare industry, to entrepreneurship. Like it was just a lot of wide ranging people. And I'm not gonna say like I kind of resonated with everyone because I don't think everyone does with everyone, but I would say the majority of the speakers were good, especially the ones who were like interactive. And a lot of them, I kind of forged personal relationships with, or I just like came across, talking to them at some random place in Syracuse, because Syracuse is a small place. So I think it was good, like having a wide range of speakers to volunteer their time, especially too because there was a mentorship component. I think that started the summer of 2018 too, where different people from the community would like come eat lunch with us like 3 times on Fridays throughout the 10 weeks. So that was really good. Like my person that I was paired with, I still talk to her to this day.
Wow.
So yeah. So that was a really, helpful experience too.
That's amazing. I think was that your first time experiencing like a mentorship relationship?
It wasn't my first time, but I think having different types of mentors definitely helps. Like you can't have enough great mentors.
That's right.
As somebody who just finished job searching, some of my college seniors out there, it's a very competitive and stressful process. So have as many good mentors as possible. Like let people help you. Most of the time people, if you just tell them like what you want to do, like they'll know somebody who knows somebody who will try to help you. So especially Ms. Naki.
That's fantastic. And that is such a great note for sure, because again, those tools, especially during these times now, it's so important to have those relationships. I think if anything, sometimes that teamwork and that group experience can always show you that you can go fast alone, but you can go farther together. And so if you're with that, with
right.
mentors, with people, that kind of thing, if you want to go farther, you have to have that relationship and that kind of just engagement with others as well. So that's so huge. And I appreciate you mentioning that, because that's such an important component of the program as well. And along with that too, I think what would be helpful, Keyshawn, is as you look back and you think of that Keyshawn who came in that first year, and then Keyshawn after the third year of participation, that last year, so that first day of Synergy in year 1, that last day of Synergy in that year 3, what would you say would be kind of the biggest changes that you saw even within yourself after participating in the program?
It's a good question. I think the biggest thing was just being more comfortable with being a leader, and just like being myself. Honestly, I mean, I think when I first did Synergy, I was going into my sophomore year of college, I believe. So I'm getting old. My memories all over. But yeah, I'm pretty sure I was going into my sophomore year. And yes, I was going into my sophomore year. So at that time versus when I'm about to graduate from college, and going into graduate school, it's just a lot of maturity. I feel like I was a lot more comfortable with speaking up if I didn't like something, which is important. I was more comfortable with networking with people, like, telling people this is what I want to do, because sometimes that can be a very nerve-wracking thing. So, and learning how to advocate for myself as well. So I think all of those things, you know, definitely were the biggest changes in terms of from looking at myself from 2017 to 2019.
Wow, that is impactful for sure. And it's amazing to see how that experience over time and just how it's leading up to now. So let us know, what are you doing now? You shared some great news with me that you're about to finish your master's. So can you let us know kind of where you are right now, what your future is looking like?
Yeah, so I shared with Tatiana. So I'm in my last semester of my graduate school program. So I'm studying higher education at Syracuse University. I'm about to graduate in a few weeks, so I'm really happy about that. And I just got a job as assistant director of admissions at Utica College. So I'm really thankful for that as well. Because, you know, it is a pandemic, so you got to be thankful for every opportunity you get with COVID. And yeah, I mean, that's pretty much all that's new with me as of right now. So
that's awesome. Yeah. And then last kind of parting words here, I wanted to just, if there was a student considering the program and they're kind of, I'm not sure, you know, I know they've got these different components and there's paid internship, that's awesome component. But overall, what would you say to a student who's considering the program? Like, what would you tell them along with that?
I would just tell them like it's a really good opportunity. Like honestly, like in all of my job interviews, like I always talk about synergy.
Wow.
One of my favorite mentors, I'm gonna shout her out by name, Dr. Malika Carter. She works at SUNY ESF as a chief diversity officer. I would have never met her. At least I don't think I would have if I, you know, didn't do synergy. She's one of my favorite people in the world. So, I mean, it's a limitless opportunity in terms of the amount of people you'll meet, the amount of skills that you'll gain. Like, it's a lot of good opportunity. Like, you're not gonna get that from most internships. Most internships are you go in the office and you basically do what other people don't want to do for a very little amount of money. But with this, it's like you get paid. You first of all, you get to meet a lot of other people your age too, which it's very important to network with people on the same level, because in most instances, all of you are ascending into, you know, your respective industries. So that's very important. And then you're also meeting a lot of people in the local Syracuse community who are invested in you because you're a part of Synergy. Like, they don't have to, like, you know, take time out of their schedule to come speak to you, you know? So I think all of those things, like, that's what I would tell people. Like, it's a very unique opportunity to meet people, to do a community service project, and just like learn how to do different things, like learn how to be good at marketing, be good at finances, be good at leadership, be good at teamwork. Because whatever you do in life, like, you know, you're gonna have to at some point do some of those things, if not all of those things.
That's great. I think it's so amazing that you touched on that. That it's such a broad experience in these different areas that kind of in one way or another you're going to experience in life. And what a great way to have a very focused time to really experience all of that. And just, you're talking about opportunity. The opportunity in and of itself is amazing, but also the opportunity just to even meet and come across people's paths that you probably wouldn't have the chance to do, you know? So that's really exciting.
Right.
And then last thing too, what would you say to someone who's considering helping to become a sponsor or to donating to the program? I mean, with that program, it does require resources. And so what would you say to someone who's considering and just not sure in terms of the impact, or, you know, just to see what's your perspective in encouraging someone to be a donor?
I would say, honestly, it can be life-changing. You know, on a serious note, because Snati does a lot for people. I don't even know if I'd be in the position I'd be in if I didn't have those 3 summers of internships and connections. So I think it's an invaluable experience. Like, I can't even imagine, like, what the last 3 summers, you know, from 2017 to 2019 would be like without that Synergy experience. So I would say, if you're like contemplating, like, oh, like, should I donate to this program? Should I like no, donate to Synergy, because it's actually going to something that's like producing results. Like, the internship is very like renowned, like within the Syracuse area. Like, most people, like in the professional world, like know what Synergy is. or if they don't, when I explain it to people, they're always like, wow, like that's so amazing. Like, if I could, I would get involved, like, talking to people outside of Syracuse too. So I think that it would be a really good opportunity to be involved with Synergy, and just Mercy Works in general. Like, I can't say enough about it. It's a lot of good people in the organization. They do a lot of extra things for people they don't have to do, which is why people like myself, have returned for 2 or 3 straight summers. And then a lot of Synergy alumni come back to speak, come back to network with people, come back to serve as whether it be like references or, expand their network to young 18, 19-year-olds who, need that help. So I would really appreciate it if, whoever's watching this would donate any amount to the Mercy Works organization, and Synergy specifically, because like I said, like it definitely changed my life. It definitely helped me. I wouldn't be in the position I'm in right now, as assistant director of admissions at Utica without those 3 summers of connections, leadership development, all that stuff. Like I said, like Dr. Carter at ESF, she helped me so much. She's always looked out for me since I met her. So I would say, yeah, definitely. You're getting your money's worth. It's going to something good. It's not just going to something that, you're never going to see the results of it. Like if you literally come to the Vision Center, like any Friday in the summer, like you can see like those 40 to 50 interns, like putting in the work and trying to improve the community. So.
Keyshawn, thank you. That was so powerful. And we just so appreciate your time just to be able to share your story and your experience. And we really do hope that whoever's watching, whether it be a prospective student or a prospective donor, that they see this impact, even in this very powerful story that you've shared. And we just so appreciate your time. So thank you so much. And yeah, where can people follow you? Or, are you on LinkedIn? Like, how can we get, if anyone wants to connect with you, maybe ask any prospective student or something wants to ask questions and stuff like that, where can they catch you at?
Yeah, I'm a pretty responsive person. So, if you're a prospective student, you want to know more about Synergy, feel free to reach out to me. So all of my social media is just literally my name, nothing too complicated. I should be the only person that pops up. So like Tatiana said, my first name is Keyshawn, Keyshawn, and you got to spell it out sometimes.
I know it.
And then my last name is Blakes, Blakes. You can look me up on LinkedIn, Facebook, whatever, Instagram, whatever platform you feel most comfortable with. So.
Awesome. Well, Keyshawn, thank you so much for joining us. And I'm going to let you get back to your very busy and productive day.
All right. Thank you, Tatiana. I appreciate it.
Bye.